friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Christine of Side Street Market, and I am excited this October 2020 to be participating in the Trusty Huckster Mercantile October Vintage Firsts Challenge. So Patrick of Trusty Huckster Mercantile, thank you so much for putting on this collaboration and October challenge. It is Patrick's, I believe, 1 year anniversary on YouTube, so the whole month of October 2020. He is doing live sales every Thursday, bringing in other resellers. His channel has wonderful deep dives where he brings in people who are knowledgeable about vintage items, and they just do a lot of educational videos. He has an occasional haul video. He has his own live sales. He does some live sales where the money goes to support charities. So it's a really great channel to follow. I'll link all of his information below. And Patrick, once again, thank you so much for hosting this October challenge. So this whole month is about celebrating firsts, and especially in the reseller community, those of us who love vintage, it's about celebrating vintage firsts. So I'm going to bring you 2 vintage firsts in this video. The first one I am actually sitting in, and I will get up so you can see. So this was actually my first vintage furniture purchase ever. I'm sorry, I'm trying to, there we go. So you can see it is this really, really cool vintage chair with these really great feet on it. This is my reading nook. The pillows and the patchwork cat I did purchase from Misty at Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. But this is my little reading nook, and this chair actually I purchased for $20 at Goodwill. And it was my first rabbit hole vintage furniture thrifting purchase. It was I saw it and I just thought it was beautiful, and I never thought to buy furniture in a thrift store before. So this piece has become a favorite of mine, and this is my little reading nook in my bedroom. If I'm a little winded, guys, I apologize. My allergies are so bad this month. So this is my first vintage furniture buy, and I did have plans to I was going to paint it, and then I was going to recover it, and I'm like, you know what? I love the green color. I love the look of it. It was just a fun find for $20. So that is my vintage first furniture find. Now, my second vintage first, and the main thing I'm going to be showing in this video, is my cabinet card collection. Now, I don't know a ton about cabinet cards, like a deep dive history of them, but cabinet cards are vintage photos that are printed on cardboard or developed on cardboard. So they're delicate. I've been collecting them for about 4 years, I believe now. I have probably 50 in my collection. I picked out my top 20 favorite to show you guys. I think part of what got me into liking cabinet cards was I like to follow Tim Holtz and all of his ideology line, and he does a lot with like vintage cabinet cards. He makes little people cutouts and stuff, and I am a mixed media artist as well, so that kind of tied in with it. And I apologize if you can hear the rain. Of course, it's raining on this afternoon. I'm trying to film this, but we will go ahead, and I actually keep all my cabinet cards in this cool vintage hat box. It's got like girls and cats on it, and I did go ahead, so as to not bore you guys by going through 50 photos, I picked out 20 of my favorite to take you through. So we will get started with that. And I thought it only appropriate, since this is vintage first, to start with the first cabinet cards I ever purchased. So I was at a antique market vintage show, and I was going through a booth, and there was a bundle of all these photos, and they were offering them for $1 each. So I picked up these 2 ladies. I just really loved her look and her style, and these are what got me into cabinet cards. This one is from Trenton, New Jersey. And then this one, Little Falls, New York. And a lot of the ones I find actually end up being from New York and the Northeast here in Florida. And you can see it's just printed on a cardboard. It's a brown and white. And these ones actually, so when I first started collecting cabinet cards, my reasoning behind them, other than my love of photography, was that I have an Etsy shop, and I liked how Tim Holtz used cabinet cards in his art. So these two I actually do have scanned as digital downloads in my Etsy shop, and I hope in time, as I find more cards that maybe I don't want to add to my collection but I want to preserve, those will be going in my Etsy shop as well as digital downloads. So if you're a mixed media artist, you can actually download these and use them in your own art. As an example, this is a mixed media piece I did. It's on board. I used collage tissue and a printout of this card. And I decorated the frame and I painted it, and I thought about what might her journey have been. And I created this piece. And I had wanted to do a whole line, but I just need to get more time. So those are my first two. Then I also like to look for cabinet cards, images that I think are cool for the holidays. Because eventually I want to start decorating, find some vintage like Halloween wrought iron frames and do some decorating with that. I'm not there yet, but I found this lady and I thought she would be, look at the netting over her face. Can you guys see that? I thought she was kind of fun as like a witchy Halloween lady. But she just had style. I don't know, just something about her face. And I've always had a love of photography, even as a kid. Back in the day when we had disposable cameras, I grew up with disposable cameras, getting film developed. I've always had photo albums packed with photos. Just preserving memories and preserving history has always been so important to me that it's kind of unique that I went from the color photos and printed photos to now I try to save cabinet cards. Like I'll go to a flea market and there'll be a bin of like just all random stuff and you see some of these sitting in the bottom and I just buy them to save them because it's someone's family, it's someone's history. And I think they deserve to be preserved. So this one came from Maryland, Frostburg, Maryland. Tal's Studio. I just really liked her. Now this one I think would be really cute for Christmas time. This was from Madison Industries, H.M. Flora. There is no date, but look at the little girl in her winter coat. I'm hoping the lighting's okay for you guys. That kind of made her look creepy. There we go. She's just so fun. I'd love to put her on a counter, and she'll probably show up in my Christmas vignette this year. And I'll be sure to do a video for you guys on that. I will be having, excuse me, a Halloween vignette showing, and that'll be in the Little Vintage Me and Indie Annie Jones's collaboration on, I believe it's the 18th. You guys will get to see my Halloween displays. So there's her. Then this lady, I don't know, just something about her face. She's another New Yorker. But then this one says Exposition International Palais Royal Paris 1905 is the stamp. But then it says New York. But she's just got that kind of witchy vibe too. And she actually has, can you see what's her pin is a little moon. So I thought her and her would be great for Halloween. And yes, Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living, if you're wrong Michelle. Michelle Newton's Cupboard. I know you like your googly eyes, and I wouldn't put googly eyes on these, but I would make digital copies, and I could put googly eyes on those for you, but not on the originals. Sorry, I got my Michelle's mixed up. And the neat thing about this one was I found this one in, if you guys have watched any of my antique mall shop with me and hauls, I found this one there, and there's ghosting, guys, on the back of this one because it sat on top of a picture of all these children. The children are ghosted onto the back of it. So that's kind of a little creepy cool. What do you think? So I showed you them. And then I thought these guys were fun. Oop, forgot to. I do keep a lot of these in clear containers so they don't rub on each other. I just thought these were very interesting. This is Watertown, New York. There we go. A brother and sister. Look at their outfits. I like her star collar. I'm almost wondering if they were a Jewish family and if that's the Star of David on there. I'm not sure, but I just thought they were a neat looking set of kids. I don't often pick up children because the children photos do creep me out sometimes. But this one, it just spoke to me, the faces. And like the sister looking out for the little brother is what it felt like. So I just really like that. And did you see her boots? Look at her. I don't know if you can see, but they're little latch up boots. That's pretty neat. Then we have this young man, and this one was turned into a postcard. It says May 1920. So this was a photo that was put on a postcard, and he's just deep in thought. I got this at a large antique extravaganza. The guy had boxes and boxes of cabinet cards, and I had to just control myself and get like 10 of them. But I liked him. And then we have these sisters, who, the one sister could probably be good for Halloween. You kind of get that Halloween vibes. What do you think? Her. It's kind of, you kind of have a bit of an eeriness on this one. And this one comes from Chicago. But look at the detail on the dress and her little purse. See if it'll focus. There you go. I did want to use my phone on this one so you guys could really see the detail in the background and the hair and the dresses. So I just love these for the outfits, and someday I'm sure I will make the time to sit down and try to date the outfits to the years and figure out when they came from, and I'll do like more of a deep dive into them. I just haven't had the time. This one says Eggenberg on the back, so I believe this one is international. I can't even read the date. I think it's like in German on the back. Look at her, or him. And this is a little tiny one. Just holding the little stick. I don't know if that's a riding stick. Let's see if I can get this to, there we go. And the little, and then this is the back. It'll focus for you guys. So even the backs of these cards sometimes have some really unique art on them. And I just love the little kid's face in this one. And just, you know, who was this? What was their life like? Where did they live? What was going through their mind when they got their photo taken? Now this lady has to be wearing some sort of a traditional costume. And the back just says Catherine Hugh and costume something. And check her out. Check out that headpiece. She's holding a little flower. She's got her shawl on. Just a really, really fun one. There is no dates. I think this one says Meringer on the bottom. So that's something else I'd be interested in doing, is going and researching like the names of the photo companies and trying to determine where they are in the period they're from. Again, it's on my to-do list. Now here's another lovely lady that would be fun for Halloween. She is from Youngstown, Ohio, and she's very serious. Check out her face. She's just very serious. Photos taken from, and I can't even read, 27 years old. Aunt, I think it's Betty. Maybe November, 27 years. So this lady was 27 years old in this photo. And it's got some handwriting. This one I got from, this was probably in the second lot I ever bought, because I got those first two, and then I actually went to another antique festival that year, and this woman had like whole albums she was selling, and I was trying to keep the photos together, but I just liked the look. It's all about the face. And then this lady is kind of like a Mona Lisa to me. She's got a smirk. She knows something and she's not telling you. And this one is Mansfield, Ohio. And she's just like, I know something you don't know. Can you see it in her face? She's kind of got this smirk. A really pretty high collar dress on with her brooch. Her eyes tell her story. I just really like her. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video and this little, I know you guys see me so much in my live hauls and my live sales, but this is kind of the behind the scenes of what I love to collect for me. And one of my biggest collection is my cabinet cards. So I thought this would be a perfect time to share some of them with you guys during this month of first. This one was fun because this one I found actually in Texas when I was with my sister last, May 2019. We were in Texas, and it just says Mary Burton, Burtress, and I just thought she was fun. I liked the profile look. A lot of them I have her head on. I don't have a lot of profile. I kind of like the style of her dress and the fact that I picked this one up in Texas and now she's in Florida, and I don't know where she came from. You know, we don't know her story or where she started. So that's always cool. I just liked her profile. And here's the name on the back. And we have, I think, about eight or nine left, guys. So this one I loved. The girl has on the glasses with the chain. Plattsburgh, New York, Woodward. She's holding a rose. And let's see if the back. June 25th, 1901. Ella K. O'Brien. PSNS, I don't know what that stands for. 1901. So here she is, Miss Ella in 1901. Wonder how old she was. Can you guys, I don't know if I can get it so you can see if it'll focus. She's got these cool spectacles on. Let's see if I can find where. There we go. I just like the style of dress. She's holding her rose. I'll bring it back a little and tilt it maybe. There we go. I do have my light right behind me because it's raining out, so it is washing things out just a little bit. Okay, now these next two I bought in the same group as her, and they've just got really cool backs. I don't think these are American. These are overseas, but look at their hair. They just have this really cool style. So I'll show you this girl first. I just like the look and the profile, and kind of like it's a different kind of background. And then here's the back of it. And it's got all these symbols. It's very different. Here we go. And then this one is the same way, which makes me think they were from the same country. It has all the crests. And then here's the front. So you can kind of see. And again, it's kind of like that forest background, but look at her hair. Isn't that cool? It's like Princess Leia before Princess Leia. Very neat. Then there's this little sassy girl from Youngstown, I think Ohio. And she's just 1901, this says on the back. And then up here it says 1899. Rachel, so her name is Rachel. Age, I can't read it, but look at her. She's just having fun. So this is late 1800s, early 1900s. I always loved her face. I found this one at the flea market. There's a lady who has a booth that has all this Victorian, and she always has cabinet cards, so I always check out her booth whenever I go there to see if there's any good new cards. This one I think cost me $3. Most of these I pay $5 and under for. The bigger ones, I do have a collection of wedding ones. Those I've paid $10 to $12 for just because they're a bit different. I have some more kids. The sister is not amused. And the little 1907, Ben and Bess. Bess's age is 3 years old. Ben is 1 year old. It says, please return. But look, he's like, I am having a blast, and she is not amused at all. Just really cool. He's all smiles. So Ben and Bess, 1907, if I didn't say that right. And then we're down to my last two, and they're little bitty cards. This one actually, I think, So this one isn't a cabinet card, it is a tin print. So it's done on metal. And this guy's face was just haunting to me. He probably had really blue eyes, so they came out kind of ghostly in the picture. But I thought he was a dapper looking gentleman. I got him at one of the antique shows. So I do collect gentleman photos as well, guys, too. It just depends upon, like this one just had a haunting look to me, so that's why I picked it up. And then last but not least is this little boy. This was from Ohio, and he's got his little striped socks on and his little hat. The light is, there we go. And this guy's little chair. So that, guys, is my vintage first. So you got to see my first vintage furniture purchase, but the main share of this video was how I started collecting cabinet cards. You got to see the first two in my collection that, you know, started about 4 years ago, I would say, and now I'm up to like 40, 50 cards. I know as it continues to grow, I will eventually go through and probably sell some off to other people who are collectors so they find a good home. I know I've found at the flea market like wedding photos and other cool ones that I have in my studio. I have to find where I put them and bring them together. But thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to go check out Trusty Huckster Mercantile's YouTube. The link is below. Thank you again, Patrick, for hosting this challenge. This is my first time participating in an across YouTube collaboration, so it was a lot of fun. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do. I do at least one live haul a week. I do one live vintage sale a month, and then I do other little pop-up videos throughout the month. Hit that thumbs up button. Leave your comments below. Which photos were your favorite? Which ones did you find creepy? What would you do with them? And I will be back with you guys soon. Have a great day.